This is the intro to my video. Please subscribe. Woo! Hey everyone! Welcome to Resin Crafting with Chris Collected. And on today's episode is the second part of the Craft Kitsune. We are going to use some more of the crystal clear epoxy resin from Craft Kitsune. This is a 1-to-1 resin, so part 1 and part 2. And you're going to mix them in equal amounts. And so what we're going to do is just dump them fully in. However, as you can see, it takes me a minute to actually get the little plug off. Alright, now we're just going to dump the whole thing into this container. Being as this is a 1-to-1 and we'll just want to use the whole thing up. The idea here with this little mini series was that I wanted to use the rest of my Craft Kitsune up, which are subscription kits for resin crafting. Feel free to check them out. I'm not sponsored or anything, but it was something that I used to help me get into it. Yeah, I realized, I was like, the last video I used this little container, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing 2 of them this time, I'm just doing the 1. And so I was like, whoop, and dumped it into a smaller container. Nice thing is, it's, it's a liquid. it will, and you just dump it right on it, no problem. Granted, I do have now 2 of these silicone cups that I have to clean instead of 1. Well, that's alright. So yeah, we're just going to pour everything into this smaller one and then give it a nice little mix up. And now we're going to use our little Let's Resin electric mixer. And I absolutely love that this thing just spins the entire time. I mean, let's be honest, I probably shouldn't have used this. I should just like hand mixed it for this small of amount, but you know, it's more fun this way. Kick it into slow-mo. And back into 300. Spin, spin, spin. Alright, enough of that. So popping in little bubbles in it. And now it's time for the fun part. So these are some glitters that I have. These are actually pretty good glitters. They float pretty well. And so I kind of just went crazy with them. You know, I wanted the base of this, because this is the potion bottle on the left there. And this is going to be the base of that potion bottle. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and just load it with glitter. All different colors. So this first one was silver. And these are all brand new, so I got to open them up with a little safety thing on it. It's actually really nice. We also did gold. And yes, I'm probably mixing a little bit on the color there, but it's fine. Next up, this is like a greenish tone to it. Green with a little bit of blue to it. And finally, we're going to use this one. It's kind of a bronze. We got bronze, green, gold, and silver in there. I thought it was just going to be, you know, a pot of all the metals, and that was kind of the idea there. So you don't really know what the bottom is. It made out of brass? Made out of copper? Steel? Like, what is it made out of? Gold? I mean, it looks wonderful. Now let's give it a nice gentle stir. Do not add too many more bubbles to this thing. But you're not really going to see even if there are bubbles because there's so much glitter. like a metal rainbow. I love it. All right, now let's get ready to pour. Don't you just love it when you have the exact amount you needed? Alright, now let's speed this up a little bit. Definitely want to use all of it up. Classic, thing, any kind of resin. And if I had extras, I was going to put it into that other mold. But, I mean, hey, sometimes you just nail it. You had the exact amount that I needed. I even tried to dust out that little bit of the caps. I was like, all right, let's use those up too. Pop any bubbles, you see? And as a special little bonus, being as this was only one little mold, I am going to include the demolding for this video as well. Make sure to stay tuned, and we'll have the demolding video up next, and then some images at the end. Squish, squish. It's just so fun to play with. Now that would be the end, but let's go ahead and do the demolding video now. Ooh, only one camera now. As you can see, it looks amazing, absolutely perfect in every way. I mean, I don't think there was a single bubble on this thing at all. And the only actual problem I had was, well, how do you get this thing out? I kind of quickly realized I can't really get my fingers in there. So I found a little spoon that I use, to pour all this stuff in. And I'm trying to get in there. And in there and in there, and man, oh man, is it not easy. And so I realized, I was like, you know what? Why don't I just do the beads first? So, first up, the beads. Yeah, so as you can see, there are 9 that I made in total. I love that noise. And most of them, I would say half of them came out really good. But I did realize that I can't really hold them very well, so I went ahead and took my little gloves off. And this is 3 days after it's been poured, so it's way hard at this point. It's fine to touch. Unfortunately, I should have done it a little earlier because half of them I had a little bit of overpour, and the back of them is sealed. Whereas, the other half are actually really good. So a little bit of sanding and stuff, and it'll be perfect. Really didn't know how this mold was going to work. I mean, it made sense. I was like, okay, it's going to have a hole in the middle, and it made sense, but at the same time, I was like, how big are they, and how small are they, right? It's like, I didn't really get a good reference point inside of the mold itself. But once I took them out, like you see here, they look absolutely amazing. I think this would be a great project for a friendship bracelet or something like that with children, even if you just used UV resin or something like that. I mean, this one would work perfect. In fact, something that I want to get eventually is they started making a lot of colored UV resin. And so this would be a perfect thing for that. But you can see there, that one end is solid. And even a few of them have, little sprinkles in them. These ones are definitely the most classic, little round ones. And they look like they're so much deeper because all of them are the same depth, but the bottom half of that little mold is just solid. It's like a plug. That's what it confused me. I thought it was like, oh, they're all so big, but no. These are like the classic little ones, right? They're perfect. And these had no overpour or anything, so I was like, heck yeah, I can make so many of those. I gotta get like 10 more molds of these ones, you know? They're so good. And then this is the bracelet that came with it. It's super cute, and it took me a minute or two to realize how to actually do it. And there's a little bit on the end that unscrews. Then you can put everything else in. I actually tried to like disassemble the whole thing, and I was like, this is still not working. What's going on? And finally realized, like, you just turn it. And yeah, I'm just trying to put any of them that are on that actually have a hole in them. Because I see a bunch don't have holes in them. Like, well, it says they have holes on one side, not both sides. But the small ones all worked, and like a few of the squares and stuff worked. Otherwise, I just gotta go sand them. I'm so happy about this one. Like, that, it just looked perfect, and I could imagine myself as like a little kid again and being like, all right, like friendship bracelets and stuff. Like, I loved it. So who knows, you might even see it in future videos and stuff, me just wearing it. And then, yeah, so you just screw it back on. And that big bead where the screw is basically stops them all from coming off. And there's one on each side. And then it is adjustable as well. So, I mean, really good value. This kit came with, you know, like $30 a month or so. And it really worked really well. But all right, let's get that other one out. So you can see, rock solid. It's been a couple days, and it's kind of like, all right, what am I gonna do? Well, I looked it up, and you use soapy water. This is my first time ever actually having to do this. Luckily, I have this old spray bottle from, I don't know, I've lived in this house for 10 years, so you just accrue things after a while. And if you are looking for them, I believe I got that at the Dollar Tree. The noises it makes is so great. Around the little lip and a little bit more water inside. Oop, now the mold's back together. I can't wait to use it again. That's a great mold. Of course, now it's full of water, and well, what do I sell but something that can clean it? So let's go ahead and clean it, because it's dirty still. It's still, you can see it's all wet and like soap on it, so I was like, all right, let's go clean it. But man, doesn't that look good? So this is one of my little cleaning cloths that I make. This one's terry cloth. The other one on the ground there is microfiber. We're perfect for cleaning a small project like this. Machine washable and reusable too. Not to toot my own horn too much, but yeah, it is awesome. All right, let's take another look at this. I absolutely love this mold. The color on it looks great. The depth on it and width is perfect. It's super solid. So shiny, so shiny. But all right, it also came with 4 different little bottle stoppers. Granted, I'm not going to use it because I'm using mine to just like put extra pins in and put extra, you know, scissor or whatever in. But it does come with one, and it fits perfectly. And then it also came with stickers. So that one says Crow Jerky. You could have your crow jerky in there, I guess. Skelegro, bone regeneration. And all of this stuff came with the Craft Kitsune kit. I did not make those stickers. And then these are the extra ones that just didn't fit in. Thank you all so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.